Let's get into it. You've done your note run, you've got between level 80 and 100, and now you're after a parasaur. Now, these are berry getters or raid finders. Now, do not put your parasaur on detection if have it at your base. You will just signal there's a base nearby. We will scout it and raid it, and then you won't have a base. As you can see, that is what you feed it. Basic kibble at the top, berries at the bottom. A parasaur saddle at level 9. I'm just going to use mojos. They're just the simplest, and no, you don't need a high level parasaur. They are got a very small purpose, and they're almost pointless. If they couldn't get your narcotics for the other dinos, they would be useless. Now, name it something real smart and snazzy, like para. Yes, I was very inventive. After that, stick it on follow. It should be on follow anyway, but make sure. Put it on passive so it doesn't go attack anything you actually try to tame. Or neutral, or whatever it is. Just make sure it doesn't try to kill anything. The next one is a Triceratops. Now, that one I didn't actually get. I had to do something, came back, and it was gone. I've set up the engagement, whatever you want to call it. Now, shoot it. Its head is actually 0.5 less torp, so don't shoot it in the head if you can, but obviously it's coming at you, you're just going to shoot whatever you can hit, and it does move around, so just hit it as many times as you can. Now, this is a good defense guy. He glitched through there. His hitbox was turned sideways because of the way he came down the stairs. I'll show you in a little bit that he shouldn't have been able to get out. As you can see, he was slightly walking half across that. But see, he can't get out. Now, all you need to do is just shoot him a bunch of times. For a trike, defense, you want health. As a soaker, you want health. And a bit of melee if you want to use him as a bit of a defense animal. But yeah, aim for 100 plus if you want him as a soaker. But this is stock standard, getting ready to have some dinos on the go. This guy's the same thing. You add some mojos to him. If you do want a high level, do use the kibble. But obviously, day one, you're not going to have cooking pots and everything. Now, he's going to tame up. As you can see, it takes a little longer than the para because, 1, level, 2, trikes are a bit harder to tame than a para. Now, I'm going to show you that he can't get out. He's on follow. I'm trying to make him move around, try to follow me, get out. As you can see, he's trying. Turns around even, try to get out. And yeah, he can't get out. I got to actually break him out to get him free. Now, the next guy isn't really necessary unless you're on a server and you're going to use a soaker or something. He's good weight. So if you want something that can carry weight, you go out and grab some resources, chuck it in him, and then you're all good. But he is slow. So movement speed if you want to use him just as a transport. But yeah, you can shoot him a bunch of times before he even gets close. You could run up and down the beach if you want to, but you could run into some raptors or something. So it is better to trap him. Here I've used the door frames, which is more traditional. I want to use a couple of different ones. As you can see, he takes regular kibble, and his saddle is level 10. But I'm just going to use mojo berries because it is day one, we don't have a cooking pot, and collecting the crops to make the regular kibble and all that ain't worth it on day one. Again, a soaker, 100 plus level, and you want to put health as a big must. You can see his health is good or bad pretty much once you get used to seeing them. Now, I took the back off, extended it for the next guy. obviously the back off so I can get him out. He gets tamed. Name him something nice and interesting, like Carbo. Now the next guy is just to show you the type of dino. We're not going for, we just went for whatever we could see first of what we want. Obviously a tech stego is better than a normal stego. You can change the fins. And these spitters decided to get in on it. So they're quite slow. So shoot them at range. Be a little better shot than me. These guys are actually good for a little bit of defense. You run around a few of them, you might actually either win if you're on a server and you get attacked, because they'll have to deal with them, or be able to get free from another animal and deal with them, or just run. They're good little dino fodder. Now the stego is a bit daft. The AI on some of these dinosaurs can either help you or hurt you. In this case it helped, because he couldn't navigate a bunch of trees. Same kibble as the Carbo. Saddle is at level 26. And I'm just going to Mojo Berry him. And yeah, he starts torpo running, and that's why you want to try to trap him, because they can just run and run. And the faster the animal, the harder it is to catch, obviously. Now, we get this guy, check around, make sure we're not going to get eaten by anything. And then chuck some mojos in there. He's a low level, it won't take long. But tech, as I said, is better than the other guy. Now, I'm actually going to tame the 2 spitters. So we need some meat. This guy, slow and stupid. So we'll finish him off. Trank him and then just punch him to death. And then once he's dead, you just keep punching. I got a bunch of meat more than I needed to, but once I started punching, I didn't really want to stop. I eventually stopped. Now, these spitters won't take long. They got medium torpo, so you don't want to leave them out for long if you got a high level. Throw some meat in. The guy's been hungry for a while. They got fast food drop, so they'll tame fairly easy. Call them saying nice and original. Same as this guy, his hunger is almost half or even half. And then name this guy. Get these guys to actually be on a version of aggressive. Either if something attacks you, they attack it, aggressive, whatever. Because you want them taking out other things before they take out you. Now this Trudon just annoyed me. I was going to punch it to death because I have been killed by Trudons before. When you're just running around, just mucking around, and you get swamped by a pack of them. Note runs are usually where they get you. He jumps. He would have done a little bit of damage, but not much. He goes out. I go over. Half tempted to tame him, half tempted to punch him to death. I decide, I'll let him live. Back to the stego. Now, checking those guys are following me, checking nothing's around. Check on his thing. I'm just standing there waiting for this guy to tame, and a Sarco decided to get me. Now, because these guys actually started eating him, he got distracted by me and onto them. Now, I could run. It's a very low level Sarco, so he got killed quite easily. But I could have ran, lived, and if they died, they die. There's no big wah over them dying. They're dime a dozen. Now, the stego tamed in the meantime. Call it something interesting and original. And that is day 1 dinos. Knows I didn't have a PT? You don't need one day 1. They are for RGs or for rating. They are day 2 to 5. Don't bother about PT